Germany will today attempt to ban British travelers from the EU regardless of whether or not they have had the COVID-19 vaccine. Angela Merkel, the country's chancellor, is pushing for the divisive move to designate Britain as a country of concern because of the high number of Delta variant cases. French President Emmanuel Macron has given his backing for the proposal, but several Mediterranean countries are expected to resist any such restrictions. Greece, Cyprus, Malta and Portugal could defy an EU-wide ban in a bid to protect their large tourism economies, with Spain also adamant on setting its own border policy. Malta and the Spanish Balearic Islands will go on to the UK green list from Wednesday, with flight costs rocketing, as thousands of Britons pick the destinations for their summer getaways. Angela Merkel, Germany's chancellor, is planning the divisive move to designate Britain as a country of concern because the high number of Delta variant cases, meaning British travelers traveling to the EU, will have to quarantine regardless of whether or not they have had a COVID-19 vaccine. Britain remains ahead of France and Germany in the race to vaccinate its entire adult population. Britain remains ahead of France and Germany in the race to vaccinate its entire adult population. Germany wants the UK to be made a country of concern because of a rise in cases of the Delta variant, originally detected in India. The surge in the new variant has not translated into the same numbers of hospitalizations and deaths as in previous waves. Portugal, on the other hand, having been removed from the green list over variant concerns, has now enforced a mandatory quarantine on unvaccinated Britons traveling to the mainland. Although the popular tourist island of Madeira is on the green list, Malta likewise will require UK visitors who are not fully vaccinated to quarantine on arrival from June 30. But the idea of a blanket quarantine for all UK arrivals into the EU has created frustration for some of the bloc's countries. Boris Johnson is set to meet Ms. Merkel at his Chequers country residence on Friday with the hope of persuading her to back down. A Noshi spokesman said the pair will discuss deepening the UK-German relationship and the global response to the coronavirus pandemic. The outgoing chancellor's position has, however, been described as increasingly isolated by government sources. One told The Times, "A lot of countries will think his very own decision and not one to be decided in Berlin." Portugal, having been removed from the green list over variant concerns, has now enforced a mandatory quarantine on unvaccinated Britons traveling to the mainland. The Portuguese island of Madeira is on the green list. Portugal, having been removed from the green list over variant concerns, has now enforced a mandatory quarantine on unvaccinated Britons traveling to the mainland. The Portuguese island of Madeira is on the green list. Henry Smith, Conservative chairman of the Future Aviation Group, called France and Germany's push more of a political effort than demand based on COVID-19 data. "I think the EU probably sees trying to shut Britain out of international travel as being a competitive advantage to themselves, but I think that's quite short-sighted," he told The Telegraph. "Good luck getting the Spanish, Greeks and Portuguese to agree to that, because I think they will rightly look at the imperatives for their economy. If the move is agreed by the EU, it would negate Denmark Johnson's plan to allow double-vaccinated Britons to go to amber list countries without quarantining on return. The scheme could come in August, after the Prime Minister hopes for international travel to restart on July 15. Related articles. Ministers face fresh pressure to relax holiday rules as data. Boris Johnson will urge Angela Merkel to drop demands for. Share this article. Shared. President Macron insisted that the EU must have a harmonized response and that new restrictions would be the basis for the introduction of a European vaccine passport, the Green Pass. He and Ms. Merkel warned that Northern Europe reserved the right to introduce internal EU travel restrictions blocking German, French or other European tourists from quarantine-free travel, which would damage the Mediterranean tourism industry. Myanmar Macron said, "We must remain vigilant on this point, on the necessary coordination. This coordination also requires that our rules harmonize on the matter of opening to non-EU countries. It's the key for the European Green Pass. We are, in concert and perfectly aligned with Angela Merkel, vigilance with the emergence of this new variant, and of an absolutely indispensable European coordination." Last week Merkel urged the EU to adopt Germany's rules on travel from Britain, which require everyone to quarantine for 14 days. The tussle over restrictions came as British Airways continued to add flight to its schedules and plans to use larger aircraft on routes serving the new green list locations to meet the demand for travel. Another airline, Jet.com, saw its highest volume of bookings to the Balearic Islands in nearly a year last week. The firm has also put more than 70 additional flights on sale to Malta and Madeira for July and August. Chief Executive Steve Kipy said, "We knew there was a lot of pent-up demand out there, but the response from our customers has been truly incredible. Bookings to Majorca, Menorca, Ibiza, Malta and Madeira have gone through the roof, which shows just how much UK holidaymakers want to get away." Price comparison website Travel Supermarket said Barbados went from being its GRTH most searched for country, high package holiday customers to number 2, following the government's announcement. Malta rose from GRTH spot to number 5. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps Sky News that the changes to the green list provide a little bit of relief for the travel industry and for people who wish to get away. He added, "It won't be quite like it was in 2019 and the old days, but we are moving in a positive direction." A number of popular hotspots such as France, Greece, Italy and mainland Spain remain in the amber tier. Travelers returning to the UK from those locations must self-isolate at home for 10 days, making holidays unviable for many people. Sean Weiss, Chief Executive of Virgin Atlantic, said the announcement was a constructive step, but fails to go far enough. Responding to reports of Ms. Merkel's plans for a mandatory quarantine for Britons entering Europe, Myanmar Shapps told BBC Breakfast, "I think it is understandable if you are in Germany. I heard what the Chancellor said yesterday, and you have yet to reach the level of vaccination that we have seen here or in Malta, that you are going to be more concerned. That may be just a question of waiting for their vaccination program."